Hello everyone, welcome back to Kiran's English Hub. So we are continuing with the summaries of 8th class English, and today in this video we shall deal with Unit 4 Reading A, that is the fun they had. And the theme of this unit is science and technology. So as you see on the right side hand side, so you can see science and technology, and you can also see a picture here. Okay, so there is a girl uh, with a laptop or computer in front of her, and so many gadgets beside her, and you can also see a robot standing right side of her holding some coffee or tea, whatever it is. So this lesson is exactly suitable to the present situation that students are undergoing. Okay, so I will tell you why, and before telling that, you can see the pictures here. So science and technology, look at the pictures and answer the questions that follow. So you can see the four pictures related to science. So first thing you can see here, robot, and second you can see so that might be ISRO or something else, okay, sending some rocket. And you can see on the third picture, picture like a classroom where all the children here have laptops in front of them, and there is no teacher, only a TV. Next you can see an astronaut, okay, who is just in the space. Next we have some questions here. So what do you see in these pictures? Okay, so whatever I described now, so you have seen that. Next, so what do they tell us all? Okay, so what do they tell us? Okay, they tell us that science and technology is very very essential, very very important to our in our life, and everybody should learn and make uses of technology and science. And next we have oral discourse here, that is debate. So development in science and technology will always lead to disasters. Okay, so this is a debate point. So okay, students can debate very much neatly, and you can get so many valid points here. So the topic is development in science and technology. So whenever there is development, or if science and technology is developing, then that will always result in disaster. Okay, is it true? So some people can speak on that positively, and say some people can even object that. Okay, so make two groups, and one person speak on the actual theme given, and another team can simply oppose that. Next, yeah, here we go. So you can see reading A, and the title here, the fun they had. So before getting into the text, right now I am telling you that this lesson that we are going to read now is something different from all the other lessons that we have read till now. Okay, so this is like imagining something before. Okay, so right now we are in 2020, okay, 2020, but this lesson, okay, this lesson which we are going to read now, okay, has been with the ideas of the year 2157 year. Okay, so just like imagining something before. Okay, so what do you call it? I hope you will get the term. Okay, so if you know the term, you just put that in the comment box. Okay, so meanwhile at the end of the lesson, of course, I will tell you the word there. Yeah, so here we go. So Margie even wrote about it that night in her diary, on the page headed 17 May 2157. She wrote, "Today Tommy found a real book." So one character you can see here, that is Margie, and another one Tommy. Okay, so imagine that right now it is 17th May 2157th year. Okay, not 2020. Okay, so just imagine. So we have just gone too far into the future. Okay, so on that particular day something happened. Okay, something very you know unimaginable thing has happened. And what was that? That is, Tommy found a real book. So what do you remember, a real book and a book? Okay, so of course we will find out that difference in this video. Yeah, so it was a very old book. Maggie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. Okay, so Maggie's grandfather told Maggie that her grandfather's grandfather, okay, told him that once upon a time all the stories were written on the printed papers in the sense the books that we are using right now. Okay, so in our future, like when it is 2157 or 60, whatever it is, so at that time people might think, or people might remember the original books that we are reading right now as very surprising things. Okay, so by the time there might be no books. Okay, there everything might be just like electronized. Okay, just like I'm teaching you, I don't know where you are, but I am just communicating you through my the ebook. Okay, we can just simply call it as PDF. Okay, so this is not an original book, this is just like we can call like computer program book or mobile program book, whatever it is. So in the future everything will be like this. Okay, so there is no direct teacher, there is no direct classroom, so future will be like this. Okay, imagine that. So they turned the pages, which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen, you know. And then when they turned back to the page before, it had the same words on it that it had when they read the first time. Okay, so finally they had found a book on that day. So Margie has imagined what her grandfather has said to her, and finally they had opened the page. And when they opened the pages of that book, they found that all the pages were in yellow color. Why? So when you keep one book in one place without opening it, or if the book is too old, the pages of the book usually turn into yellow color. And crinkly in the sense, just like foldings and all. Okay, which is not very much good to look. Next, it was awfully in the sense not so much good. Okay, it is not so much good to read, but it is funny. Okay, and all the words which are on that pages are not moving. Okay, so for example, I'm giving you one small example. See, now I'm scrolling my screen and the words are moving, but can you move the words like this on a original book? No. So that is the difference that they are speaking about. Okay, so when they opened the book, they saw that the words on the pages are not moving anywhere. Okay, so they are habituated to read on the like laptops, computers and mobiles. So all of a sudden when they found a real book, they found a lot of difference. Okay, next, so they continue to read the book like that. Next, ghee, said Tommy. What a waste. Okay, so ghee here in the sense, usually in Telugu we say, oh, chi. Okay, so when we find something very much not good, usually children, most of the children will chi. Okay, just like I don't like it, instead of saying I don't like it, the chi. Okay, so that is just like ghee, said Tommy. What a waste. When you are throw with the book, you just throw it away, I guess. So our television screen must have had million books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away. Okay, so Tommy started speaking. Okay, so Tommy might be a boy here. Okay, so Tommy said, what a waste this book is. See, okay, I don't like it, because when you complete reading this book, it is not useful anymore. Okay, you just simply, you are going to throw it away. Okay, you don't need any this book anymore. Okay, but what about our computers and laptops? You can read plenty of books. Okay, so if you complete reading one book, you can go to another book. Okay, so there are plenty of books on a computer, and also there is a lot of space that can include many more books. Okay, so he's started to admire and speak about the differences between the original book and the books or the gadgets that they are using for education. Okay, so same with mine, said Margie. She was 11 and hadn't seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. He was 13. Okay, so Tommy, this guy, okay, he's 13 because he might be brother, okay, she might be younger sister. Okay, so she's 11 and he's 13. So this Margie might have not read as many telebooks as Tommy has read. Okay, telebooks in the sense, right now you are seeing a book. Okay, this book. Okay, this book which I am showing you right now on my screen, it is simply a telebook. Okay, which is not touched by hands directly, but you can read it. Okay, write it, what do whatever you want. Yeah. So she said, "Where did I find it?" "In my house." "Where did you find it?" "Find it in my house." He pointed without looking because he was busy reading. Okay, so Maggie has asked, "Where did you find this book, brother? Where did you find this book, Tommy?" So he said, "I found it in my house." And he was not, looking clearly at Maggie because he is very much interested, or he was busy in reading this book. And he said, "In the attic." Okay, attic in the self, in the sense, just like shelf that usually we have in the homes. Next, "What's it about?" "School." Maggie was scornful. "School? What's there to write about school? I hate school." Okay, so when Margie asked, "Okay, brother, what is there in that book? What is it about?" And he said, "It is about school." Margie just replied saying, "What is there about school? What is that much interesting? Okay, I hate school." And Maggie always hated school, but now she hated it more than ever. So the mechanical teacher had been giving a test after test, yeah, in geography, and she had been doing worse and worse until her mother had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the country inspector. So when Tommy said that the book they found is about school, Margie, uh, she didn't like that word because she doesn't like schooling. Okay, so why? There is a reason, specific reason. The reason is that the I know technical instructor. Okay, so here she is the technical instructor in the computer. So she continuously giving Margie test after test in geography, and Margie is also continue to fail every time. Okay, so finally her mother has found out, and she also sent for the country inspector. Okay, so it is just like about technician. Okay, yeah. So he was round, little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires. Okay, so just imagine here. Okay, so everything that you are seeing on the screen is going to be our future. Okay, so here the expressions or the description of that country inspector is given here. Okay, so he was round, little man with red face and whole box of tools with the dials. Okay, dials in sense just like keypads and this key letters and all. Okay, next, and wires. So he smiled at Maggie and gave her an apple, then took the teacher apart. So Maggie had hoped he wouldn't know how to put it together again, but he knew. So after an hour or so, there was again a large, black, and ugly with a big screen on which all the lessons were shown and the questions were asked. That wasn't so bad. The part Maggie hated the most was the slot where she had to put homework and test papers. She always had to write them in a pouch code they made her learn when she was 6 years old, and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. So, this is the situation that she is undergoing every day. So, what happens here? So, when her mom found out that she is not doing well at her studies, she immediately informed that to inspector. Okay, just like headmaster. So headmaster came and took the teacher away, and she started uh, to see that there are multiple questions given on the screen. And okay, fine, she doesn't have any problem with writing that answers, but the most important problem is the part that she doesn't like is when she had to put or insert the slot answer slot into the computer. Okay, so she has to write all the answers in a particular code. Okay, so that code she had learned when she was 6 years old. So in that code she had to write the answers, and that slot, okay, so that is just like chip. Okay, so that chip, she has to place it into the computer. So when she places it, the computer calculator in the computer simply calculates everything and gives the marks. So that is the process, or that is the way of education that Maggie is undergoing. In which year? In 2157th year. Okay, now we are in which year? 2020. Okay, so remember, okay, this is simply uh, you know uh, text where we are seeing our future generations. Okay, yeah, next. And that is over. Next, the inspector had smiled and patted Maggie's head after he had finished. So he said to her mother, "It is not the little girl's fault, Mr. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quickly. Those things happen sometimes. I have showed it up to an average 10-year level. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory." And he patted Maggie's head again. Okay, so again here, so when Maggie has given her answers, so finally again that man, okay, who is just inspecting her, so he has come and he patted. Okay, patted in the sense, just like tapping hand or tapping with a stick on the back. Okay, on head or on her back. Okay, whatever it is. So she patted on her back. Okay, okay, that mechanic, the machine said, okay, fine, it is not the mistake of her, um, this Maggie. So this geography part has little bit, that it is geared up in the sense level is little bit up. Okay, so now we are calling it as the classes: first class, second class, third class, like that. In future we might call it as first level, second level, third level. Okay, so I think so. So that level is a little bit increased, so no need to worry, Maggie will do well. Okay, so that is the answer from her inspector. So Maggie was disappointed. She had been hoping they would take the teacher away altogether. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. Okay, so Maggie also doesn't like that teacher. Okay, the mechanical teacher who is instructing Maggie. Okay, so Maggie wants that teacher to be taken away. Okay, just like Tommy's mechanical teacher also has been taken away for 1 month because history sector, or okay, that history subject actually, that is. So here they are mentioned as history sector had been blanked out completely, in the sense it is completely deleted or something like, like format. Okay, so at that time they had taken away the teacher, mechanical teacher of Tommy. So now Maggie want her parents to take her mechanical teacher also. Okay, she is not happy with this type of education. Okay, so she said to Tommy, "Why would anyone write about school?" Okay, so she started speaking again about the book. Okay, what is there to write about school? Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes. "Because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago," he added loftily, pronouncing the word carefully, "centuries ago." Okay, so when Maggie started asking, "What is there to write about school?" Tommy replied, "Hey, stupid, it is not about our school that we are learning right now in our homes. It is not about right now. It is, the school about which was about like hundreds and hundreds of years old, and also we can say it's centuries ago." Okay, so Margie was hurt. "Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all the time ago." She read the book over his shoulder for a while, then said, "Anyway, they had a teacher." Okay, so Margie didn't know what type of school that was there, okay, centuries ago. And when she read little bit of the lines in between, she said, "Okay, however, those schools also had a teacher." So the point here is she doesn't like a teacher. So she thought, okay, what is the difference? In olden days also there was a teacher, so I don't like it. Okay, so that was her inner intention. So sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't regular teacher, it was a man. Okay, so he said, the boy said, Tommy here said, okay, fine, they also had teacher, but it is not just like a mechanical teacher that we are having only one teacher. Okay, it was different teacher. Okay, it was a human being. Okay, human being was a teacher. So see how our future is going to be. Okay, in our future the children might discuss in this way, that once upon a time we all had a teachers. Okay, so a man, how could a man be a teacher? This girl is completely exasperated here. What are you speaking, Tommy? A man? How can a man be a teacher? Well, he just told the boys and girls things, and gave them homework and asked them questions. A man isn't smart enough. Sure, he is. My father knows as much as my teacher. He knows almost as much. I betcha. Betcha in the sense bet you. I bet with you. Margie wasn't prepared to dispute that. She said, I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me. So Tommy screamed with laughter. You don't know much, Margie. The teachers didn't live in the houses. They had a special building, and all the kids went there. So all the kids learned the same thing? Sure, if they were the same age. Okay. So everything here in this text, okay, which is actually normal presently, is completely very much different to the children who are going to live in our future. Okay, so now here Margie is again, she's completely shocked when she heard that there are different teachers for for teaching. And also when Tommy said that teachers do not come to live in our house and teach us. Okay, so there are separate buildings for them. So in that all the children of the same age go there and they learn there. Okay, so they are schools, as we know right now they are schools. Okay, he's Tommy trying to explain what is school, what was the position of the school in olden days and all. Okay, so he said, if the children are of the same age, I mean your same class, so they used to go and sit in a building. Teacher used to come there and teach them on the. Okay, yeah. So but my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently. Just the same, they didn't do it that way then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book. Okay, I didn't say I didn't like it. Margie said quickly. She wanted to read about those funny schools. Okay, so here Tommy started to explain her more. And Margie also here said, see, one teacher has to be has to, in mechanical teachers have only one type of ideology towards one teacher or one student and all. But when all the students come together, teachers have only one type of mind. How can they deal with all the other students who are having different mentalities and all? Okay, so that was her question. So at that time this Tommy has a little bit got angry, and he said, see, if you don't want to read this book, you just go away. Let me read it. But here Margie said, no, 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 I didn't say like that. It is okay. Come on, I want to read about these funny schools. So now Margie started to think that those schools were funny, okay, with teachers, with students of the same age, with buildings and all. Okay, she didn't know those schools were existed. So they weren't even half finished when Margie's mother. So here um, so they continue to read it. So they weren't even half finished when Margie's mother called. Margie, school. Okay, so when they were reading like this, suddenly Margie's mother came there and she said, Margie, it is time for school. So Margie looked up. Not yet, ma. Not yet, mama. Okay, in the sense, please wait some more time. Not yet. Okay, so now, said Mr. Jones. So what is the name of Margie? Her name is Mrs. Jones. Okay, so now in a sense, you come here right now to the school. Okay, So, and it's probably time for Tommy too. Okay, so of course it might be time for Tommy too. Next, Margie said to Tommy, can I read this book some more with you after school? Okay, so now Margie is a little bit interested, more interested to read the book, and she asked Tommy, Tommy, can I read book with you, along with you after the school? Okay, so maybe, he said nonchalantly. Okay, nonchalantly in the sense, not might be expecting her. Okay, so he walked away whistling. So the dusty old book tucked beneath his arm. Okay, tucked in the sense he just put the old book into his beneath his arm, and he just started to walk away from there. So Margie went into the schoolroom. It was right next to her bedroom. Okay, so where was the school? So where is the school going to be in future? In our homes right now, right in our homes. Okay, just beside our bedrooms. So the mechanical teacher was on it and waiting for her. So see here, the mechanical teacher is already there on the screen. So it was always on at the same time every day except Saturday and Sunday, because her mother said little girls learned better if they learned at regular hours. Okay, so here Margie has to attend the classes at same time every day, and her mother also had the idea that if little girls learn the things at same time every day, they would learn more. Okay, so the screen was lit up in the sense not lighted up, started, and it said today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot. So what did the mechanical teacher say? So today we are going to this thing in the maths, and where is your homework? So usually teachers ask in the class, where is your homework, show me. So just like that, just insert your yesterday's homework into the slot. So that was the announcement from the teacher. So Margie did not did so with a sigh. So she was thinking about the old schools they had when her grandfather's grandfather was a little boy, and all the kids from the whole neighborhood came laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day. They learned the same things, so they could help one another with the homework and talk about it. So when Margie's mechanical teacher on the screen asked to insert the homework slot, this girl is disappointed and with a sigh in the sense, expressing our less interest. Okay, just like okay, usually girls do okay when they are little interested towards something. So she started thinking about the old schools which were existed when her grandfather's grandfather was a little boy. So at that time, what was happening? All the children from different houses, they come to the school, they play in the schoolyard, shouting and jumping, running, and they had same classes. They used to sit together, and after the class they used to go to the homes together, and also they can, most importantly, they can do the homework together when that is the time when they can help each other. Okay, so that homework will be very much easier. So that is the reason she started to like the schools which are existed, like the schools right now. Okay, so and the teachers were people. Okay, most importantly, teachers were people, not mechanics. Okay, these technical machines and all. So the mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen. So he was flashing on the screen. So when we add fractions 1 by 2 and 1 by 4, so she continued. The mechanical teacher was not at all caring of whether Maggie is taking down the notes or not. No, nothing. So she just continued to teach. Okay, so Maggie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. So she was thinking about the fun they had. Okay, so Margie also thought about how the children like me, okay, would have enjoyed in the olden days. Okay, so she is also thinking about the fun that they had. Right now in front of her eyes, only teacher is there. She cannot go anywhere, she cannot run anywhere. Okay, and there is no other student along with her. But in olden days, there were students, different teachers for different subjects, Okay, so we can chat, we can chit chat, we can eat lunch boxes while the class is going on. Okay, everything that they can do. So she is missing all the fun in the olden days that other children used to have. Okay, but what is happening in 2157th year? In that year, the experience of Margie is presented here in the text. So this is written by Isaac Asimov. So we can just salute him for predicting. Okay, so prediction. So I had told you to comment. Okay, the word. So the word is prediction. Okay, so prediction in the sense imagining something which is going to come in the future. So he has imagined long back, not even in 2020, in 90s, he had imagined all this, that in the future children are going to have these type of classrooms. Okay, see, even right now we don't have schools, we don't have classrooms. Okay, but teacher is not mechanical teacher, the exist teachers, but all the students are learning through the gadgets, laptops, phones and all. So in the future, everything might be changed. Okay, in the future everything might be changed after several years. So here we go about the author here. So Isaac Asimov, so was an American author best known for his science fiction. So the aspirants of THDSC, please note, whenever I'm reading about the author, please note some important points about him, and also please note down the texts. Okay, very the important texts which have authors. For example, this one, The Fun They Had, is written by this particular author here. So in the exam you might be getting the questions like who is the author of the text The Fun That They Had. Okay, so please note down all the names of um, the authors of the text in from classes 6 to class 10th. Okay, don't forget that. So he was best known for his science fiction. He was a professor of biochemistry at Boston University, so it is still there. He is considered the master of science fiction. So most of his works explain scientific concepts in the historical way. Scientific concepts in historical way. So very interesting, right? Next, he worked at the president of as the president of AHA in the sense American Humanist Association. He earned a credit on Star Trek, a movie on science fiction. Okay, this is a movie name, you can watch it. So his famous works are the Foundation series, the Robot series, and the Galactic Empire series. Okay, so you can just read them or watch those movies that are by him. You can learn so much. Okay, next we have glossary here. So crinkly, with many folds or lines, awfully, very badly, or unpleasantly, million, 10 lakhs, telebooks, books, books seen or read on televisions or computer screen. Okay, right now. Okay, you are reading now, so this is called as telebook. Next, attic, a space just below the roof used as a storeroom. Scornful, contemptuous, think something is worthless. Slot, a given space, time or position. Patted, hit repeatedly. Okay, just like tapping. Next, disappointed, upset. Next, geared, adjusted to a particular standard or level. Next, lawfully, in a superior way. Regular teacher, a mechanical teacher. Betcha, bet you. Okay, I'm betting you. So dispute, disagree with, screamed, give a loud cry, probably, likely to happen. So probably we might have this type of classrooms in our future. Not in 10-50 years, but I think it will take another 100 years more. Next, nonchalantly, not showing much interest. So beneath, below, mechanical, connected with mechanics, operated by connected with machines operated by power. Okay, so this thing we have in unit 4 reading A. So we shall hope that this is not going to be the future of the children, because they will miss all the fun. Okay, so finally they might have these type of discussions in the future when they find something, some book like we are reading today. So they may not, okay, have the fun that we have, and they might think about the fun that we have right now. Okay, so with this I shall end this video here, and in the next video we have reading B, that is Preteen Pretext, that is a poem. So I will give the link of the reading B and reading C in the description, so you can just visit to the description, and also to go through the other videos of unit this other units like unit 1, 2, 3 of 8th class. You can just simply go through my playlist, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel before leaving the video, and just simply hit on the like button if you like the video. So see you all in the next class, next video. So God bless you, take care, have a good day.